Alright, we're starting today's video off with some unfortunate news. I went togging yesterday and I got some Asian crabs and put them in a water bottle. This is how the water bottle looked right here when I put it into my cup holder. And there was, I don't know, half a dozen Asian crabs in there. And this morning, there's one dead Asian crab in there. Okay, so that means, well, I think you know what that means, but now it's a beautiful day. Today we are going to try to catch some fish from shore. We're gonna go to the beach first, and the beach is sucked this year because of the seaweed. And I'm hoping today the seaweed's not a problem, but if it is, we're just going to go elsewhere. All right, we just got to the beach, just parked. There's an app that you guys should check out. It's called Fish Notify. It basically takes all the conditions and groups them up and gives you a score for the day. All right, so this is the app, right? We're in South County, Rhode Island, so I'm just going to type in Charlestown. All right, that's kind of like centralized location. Charlestown, Rhode Island, USA. See if it's fishy. And you get this fishing forecast. Look at that. May 12th, 80. Average day. So I was looking at this app several other times on days when I wanted to fish the beaches and whatnot, and it showed below average scores.
All right, real quick, just a closer look at this app. You type in your location, it gives you the current conditions, it gives you the conditions for the week ahead, such as swell, water temp, barometer, moon, tide, you know, all the underlying factors that have an effect on how good or bad the fishing is any given day. And it kind of just groups up everything into one score. And then you can look at the week ahead and see which days have the best scores. It's free. It's worth checking out.
It has today as an average. And again, that's better than most of the days lately. So let's go out there and see what this looks like. All right, we're about to find out if the beach is fishable. I'm not seeing too much seaweed. Let's take a look here. It is super calm, super slick. We got virtually no seaweed. Wow. All right, I'm liking this. This looks awesome. But just because there's no seaweed doesn't mean the fishing's gonna be good. Targeting stripers and bluefish. The bluefish tend to be a little bigger than the stripers, so kind of more hoping for those. My best producing bluefish lure is generally this 2-ounce Castmaster. We're gonna try throwing that. Last year, just about every time I came here, I was catching mackerel off these beaches. And I had a couple of days where I was using the mackerel for bait and catching the bass pretty good. But before that, I never caught mackerel here. And this year, I've tried, haven't caught any mackerel. So I don't know if that's ever gonna happen again. I'm just glad that there's like, oh, I had a bite. A fish followed it, and I had a bite. Pretty nice fish, too, whatever that was. I can't notice this purple patch of water here. Is that a school of fish? What is that? Rocks. I don't know. Might be a school of fish I'm looking at right here. I think it is. Yeah, school bass right there. That is. Yep, just as I have grown accustomed to now at this beach, we just have like a purple patch of water swimming along. All right, I'm putting on a mag minnow right here. And this is just a patch of water that's dark in color, so I'm just casting forward. It's moving down the beach here. I've had great luck catching these fish. I just had a bite. Like anytime I see these fish, they tend to bite. The cast way ahead of them. There we go, that's a good cast. All right. It's a really small bass. Huh. It's a wicked small bass. All right, that's a big school of what is like pretty much juvenile striped bass right there. See that? somehow that fish migrates. Like, I don't know how far, like where this fish is hatched from, that he's swimming the Rhode Island beaches at this time of year. But we're not even gonna cast back at that school because those are actually, we're gonna cast once more without chasing them. We're just gonna cast from here. I don't know if we're gonna reach them. But yeah, that's like an undesirable size. So we're gonna let those fish move on. This rod we're using is a 10-foot Jigging World Tide Rider. And then we have a Penn Slammer 3500 DX. This knob popped off, the reel handle knob popped off of this reel while I was reeling in a dink bass. Oh. Motherfucker, dude. Goddamn Penn reels, dude. Not where you want to be. Oh, and he just got off. God damn it. Well, it was another dink bass. And I got like some knockoff reel handle. Holy crap, look at this bass school coming right here. Another purple patch of water swimming through. Quite a bit larger than the first one. It's probably the same dink bass. They're all this size. Little tiny bass. Big school of them. And I've been seeing these schools for weeks, swimming down these beaches, you know, at the west wall. We're gonna transition from trying to catch fish on artificials. I mean, the bluefish aren't biting here. I haven't seen any kind of bluefish action. But we're gonna rig up a bait rig and get the sand spike and the bait. 4-ounce pyramid, fish finder rig, 8/0 circle, 30-pound fluoro, same rod and reel. These are the squid. I think I have, yeah, squid head. All right, caught these squid 2 days ago. And let's hope. I'm just gonna hook it like that. I've never used squid for striper bait other than for dock bass that were just eating scraps behind a boat, you know? We're gonna hope they want to eat this stuff, which I think they will. Just like that, we're on the chunk for the first time this year. Alright, so we're on this flat now, and I'm seeing some bass up on this flat. Not getting any bites. So we have these ultra finicky conditions, crystal clear water, sunshine, calm seas, and 50-pound fluoro, and a big lure. It's getting nowhere. Alright, so we just tied an albie snack on, and 25-pound fluoro. And there is a good chance, well, good chance for one, this albie snack needs to be re-rigged because it looks like this albie snack's a little crooked. It's been in my bag for 1 to 2 years. Now we're gonna just try to sight cast bass off this flat. Oh, here come two right there. Two swimming in close. So we're just gonna try to put this albie snack in front of them, slow twitch it, and see what they think. No interest whatsoever. They just kept swimming by. That's crazy. I'd like to get one more shot at some fish with this albie snack, but they kind of stopped. Oh, here come, damn, just as I say it, here comes a nice little school of them. Nice little school of them. Casted way in front of them. Alright, we're in range. They did not eat. Oh, they're turning, Oh, they spooked. Damn, dude, what the heck?
Now there's like a pretty nice school of them. Are they just like dinks? Is that a wad of dinks? Maybe. I think it is. It's just a little wad of dinks, huh? Okay. And he's off. It's okay. So these are not the bass I was seeing. Like, I was seeing a little bigger fish, and it was just like 2 or 3 of them at a time. This is like one of those wads. Oh. That might be a little bigger. Always bringing the whole school with them. The whole school is coming in with them. The school just turned off. All right, yeah. Biggest one yet, but still a small fish. Do we still see any? Not really. Yep, small bass, but a tough day. At least we got the sight fishing.
All right, the beach was nice. We finally got a day where there wasn't seaweed, and we're able to cast. And unfortunately, there weren't many fish. No blues. And the only fish, really, were the ones swimming through in schools. I probably saw 5 or 6 different schools of fish swim by. And all season, when I go to that beach, I haven't fished there longer than an hour any given day. Usually it's more like 30 minutes of unhooking seaweed off my line. But I've been seeing the same thing for weeks. You know, wads of bass swimming along that shoreline.
All right, big change of scenery here. I came to this spot because yesterday I was here doing a little tog fishing for a video, which didn't really go too well. But I saw a couple interesting things. I saw 2 bass for one. Both just kind of swam by close to the rocks. Neither of them were too big, but one of them was pretty nice. And then I saw some mackerel. I think they were mackerel. Just like 4 or 5 of them spooked ashore, kind of as I was reeling in a tog. And figure, might as well come back. So here we are. And I got, I don't know, some off color zoom fluke, this like whatever color. It's a nice color. Bounce jig head. This is just going to allow us to test these waters. And I'm going to throw that on a little Stratic 4000 7.6 Jig and World Nexus. And we're just going to test the waters now. See what we see. Yesterday the wind was way nicer. The wind right now is pretty adverse. See the bow in my line. Makes it hard to fish a zoom fluke. Just saw a tog swim to the surface. So we like to see. We like to see some fish. Catch quite a few togs this time of year on zoom flukes. Say there's a fair chance that happens here. Now. Yeah, tog just followed it up. Little one. I would bet you that that was a tog that just bit me right there. I mean, that was a quick bite. It only took about 60 seconds to burn our first zoom fluke. We might have some horny togs here. A nasty crosswind here. So I'm just trying to get my lure into the water and then get my line on the surface of the water so the wind doesn't take it. It's better to have your line just resting on the surface. All of a sudden we're targeting tog with zoom flukes. Not only are we targeting tog with zoom flukes, we're catching tog with zoom flukes. Something about when tog spawn, they do this type of thing. This is not unusual. I mean, somewhat unusual, but for this time of year when, you know, no, it's not unusual. This is common. Every year I catch quite a few togs on the Zoom fluke. Fish in spots that are less toggy than this. They're frickin' dinks. Dink togs. Came here for stripers, and now we're togging. Unconventional tactics. Look at these baby togs. There must be a nest right under this rock, because every time I get close to this rock, Zoom fluke gets bit. Oh! Alright, I got a 60-gram metal on now. We're gonna try to jig low, see if there's any mackerels. If there are, I would love to live line one, but I don't know if there's actually much for mackerel around. Can we catch a tog on this metal? Probably not. 2-ounce metal. Tough sell. Oh! What is that? Snag one? Yeah, we did. Probably took a swipe at it. That's a fat tog. Full of eggs. Yeah. I don't know if that counts. We're gonna measure her. Don't think she's a keeper just because of her stubby tail. From the head up, she looks keeper size, but the tail's a little stubby. Look at that stubby tail. Let's give her a shot. Oh man. Kind of a keeper. We'd have to get an official measurement here. Kind of not a keeper. It's very, very, very close. But we're gonna give her, you know, tie goes to the fish. She's like so close, just kind of keeper size, kind of short. Stubby tail. If she didn't have the stubby tail, she would have been dinner. We're gonna try one of these. Alright, these are the Tate's Baits flukes right here, and I like to rig my Zoom flukes upside down, right? And so they always have the dark color up top. Your normal Zoom fluke has a dark color up here, assuming the hook's gonna be coming out the top. Whereas I like to hook it like this. So Tate's Baits made a custom upside down Zoom fluke. Alright, so now we're gonna see what this does. I'm gonna drop that down on them. Onto these tautogs. Dude, togs are all over this, and I'm missing most of them. So I think it's gonna be worth putting a smaller plastic on. This is a little big for a tog. I mean, most of these togs are shorts and whatnot, so we're gonna put that back on, but first we're going to really attempt to hammer these togs. So we're putting on a different 1/2 ounce jig. I just don't want to burn that plastic by taking it off the jig head. So put on a new jig head. And then these are a different style of Tate's Baits, right? I don't know if that's like some kind of sluggo hybrid, but it's smaller. Quite a bit smaller. We just bit the head off a little bit. Just right there. These are the Z-Man headlocks. Now these togs are about to get a little more harassed. We're getting pretty much like a bite every cast. No bite that cast. Oh man, I see a bass. Got him. Saw one bass swim by. Thought he was bigger than that, but you know, it's another average bass on this average day of fishing. All right, back to the togs. Oh yeah, they're going to be easier to catch with the smaller plastic. Hormones are raging here. It's cracking short togs. Yeah, I was flipping rocks for crabs yesterday. Got another right out of the nest. That one was right in the nest. I'm saying we've caught, I don't know, maybe 7 togs. But I'm catching 1 out of maybe 10 bites, if not 20 bites. So many bites. Harder fighter. A little nicer short. Hey, look at that. He ate the Tate's baits. He's short, but she is short, I should say. She's close. She's real close. Oh no, that's a keeper. That's an easy keeper, almost 17. We finally got our keeper tog. She makes it. We're gonna take her. We're gonna take her. We need this tog for our video, so take what we can get out here. They're biting. Hard to stop. Should live line that one. They don't eat it. I mean, these things are just right in the nostrils. Slippery wrasse. All right, that's the fruits of our labor on an average day of fishing. We should have listened to Fish Notify, because it really did turn out to be very average. But something interesting. Tug on soft plastics, chewing really good. Caught, yeah, you know, a handful, good handful of them. Lost, missed tons. And hope you guys enjoyed watching. See you next time.